Welcome to Journey of Awakening. My name is David, and today I'm going to answer a question that I got yesterday, which is how do we create a consistent meditation habit that actually sticks? So, I'm going to share the 5 tips that I wish I would have had when I started meditating 5 years ago. Because for me, and I know it is for a lot of people, it's been a real struggle. My mind has had so much resistance when it comes to meditation. And there's a reason for this. The more I learn, the more I meditate, the more I understand what the mechanisms are that are actually preventing me from following through on that meditation. So, the first tip is going to be connect with your why. So, meditation can be a bit of an abstract concept because we're not actually getting some tangible result from it. If you go work your job, you're going to get your paycheck, and it's like, okay, that's why I get my tangible paycheck. But with meditation, it's more of an internal shift. So you really have to connect to that why. And I'm not going to go, too much into the benefits of meditation here. There's uh, thousands of videos, thousands of studies talking about the benefits of meditation. But if you want to create a meditation habit, that's something you should definitely look into because it can motivate you to actually follow through. And the other part I'll mention about this is that it's really important to connect with your higher vision because for me, and I know for a lot of people, meditation is a foundational piece to really achieving the great things that they want to achieve in their life and becoming the kind of person that they want to become. For myself, an example, I'm committed to raising the collective consciousness of mankind. That's my mission. And to do that, I must raise my own consciousness to the highest levels possible, or else I'm not going to be able to have much impact. So, meditation is essential. It's essential for me to raise my consciousness. It's essential for me to understand myself, understand my own limiting beliefs, my repressed emotions, all of these traps, all of these past traumas. Meditation gives me the awareness to discover these things, discover what's stopping me from essentially being who I want to be, and also the willpower to create the changes in my life that I want to make. So for you, it's not going to look exactly like that. For you, you really gotta dig in deep and ask yourself, what is it that drives you? Why are you here? And then connect that with your vision to meditate. So number 2, make meditation so easy that you won't even skip a day. So when we're first starting meditation, we hear about all these benefits, and it's easy to think, oh, I'm going to meditate for an hour every day or half an hour every day, and I'm going to become this monk level superhuman. But what you'll discover is if you take this approach, and that is really difficult to stick with that, especially when you've never meditated before. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's some people out there who can just start right off the bat and start meditating an hour a day. And more power to you. That's amazing. But I personally was not able to do that as much as I wanted to. Um, so the approach that I found really useful is making it so easy that you won't skip a day. So for me, that meant starting with just 5 minutes of meditation, because 5 minutes is so easy. Even when I'm feeling like, I don't really feel like it, I could just like convince myself, okay, 5 minutes, that's it. That's all I got to do. And, I that means I have followed through on my commitment. So the reason that this is powerful is because when we're talking about creating a meditation habit, we're talking about building a foundation. This is a long-term vision for our life. This is going to give us long-term benefit. So it's important to see the bigger picture here. Maybe sacrificing some results this week. Say you can commit to 1 hour of meditation every day for your first week. Yeah, you're going to get a ton of mental clarity, a ton of, these mental gains from this week, but there's a good chance you're going to feel burnt out. So it's really about seeing the long-term vision and building this habit, which brings me to my next point, which is using the habit loop. So there's a good book I read a few years back called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. So the most important part of this book is something he refers to as the habit loop. So this is kind of the foundation of how habits are created. So it starts with a cue, which is something that kind of indicates the start of your habit, and then the action itself, which would be the meditation, and then a reward. So when you go through this, when something triggers you to start, when you do the action and then you feel a reward, and this happens over and over and over again, your mind becomes trained, and this almost becomes automatic. It almost creates like a groove in your brain where this becomes really, really easy, which is why it's easy to stick with habits that you've been doing for years, but it can be really, really difficult to create new ones. It's also the same reason that it's so difficult to cut out our old habits that we've been doing for a long time, because we have this groove in our brain, and it's so easy. It's almost effortless for the energy to flow through in that way that creates that consistent pattern over and over again. So what you can do is first decide on a cue. So this is something that needs to happen every single day, because if you want to meditate every day, this cue needs to come up. So this can be simply waking up in the morning. This can be finishing your morning shower if you shower every morning. This can be finishing your breakfast in the morning. You can even just set an alarm on your phone that goes off at whatever time every single day. And then it's like you hear that alarm, it's like, okay, time to meditate. So, and then you actually do the meditation itself. Again, start with only a few minutes. Another important point I'll mention about that is I know what it's like to not want to limit yourself, because when we first start hearing about meditation, we can get really excited about all these benefits and we want to just do it all, and limiting yourself to only 5 minutes or even 2 minutes to start off with seems ridiculous. So the solution for that is just commit to those 2 minutes, those 5 minutes, and then if you feel the genuine desire, like I want to meditate more, allow yourself to do that. That is essential. And something really powerful happens here when we just allow ourselves to do what we want authentically, and we're not forcing ourselves and pushing through the resistance and bulldozing through that fear. um, we start to bring joy into our practice, and when we start to bring joy into our practice, our habit becomes created much more quickly. It becomes much more effortless to create that pattern in our lives. So then that brings me to the last section of the habit loop, which is reward. So you can use some sort of external reward for this. Um, what I would suggest is going to be much more powerful is using an internal reward. So meditation can seem very frustrating. It can seem very boring, very unstimulating, and all of those things can be true. But if you do this, maybe even on your first try, you'll discover this amazing inner peace. You'll discover this beautiful feeling of just being in the moment. And if you just allow yourself to soak in that feeling, it can feel good. It can feel amazing, and that can be your reward. And that's what's helped me create a meditation habit. So, speaking of bringing joy into your practice, it's important to, this is tip number 4, find a style of meditation that you actually enjoy and look forward to. So often we can listen to some guru talking about meditation. It's like, oh, this is the only way to meditate, or this is the best way to meditate. Do this every single day, and we tried it. And we're like, oh, I hate this. Like, I don't like. You wake up dreading the moment when you need to start meditating. You're really fighting an uphill battle when you're doing this. So what I would suggest is explore all sorts of different kind of meditations. Even if you truly believe that the one that you hate is the best one and it's going to get you the best results, you can push through that. But if you're really starting to create a meditation habit that sticks, if you want to follow through on this every day and build this foundation for your success in the future, what I would suggest is exploring different meditations. Try different guided meditations, try all sorts of different techniques, and you'll find some that you really enjoy, and it's like it almost becomes like a game where it's like, okay, what kind of new meditation am I going to try today? Like, how much joy can I feel today? And this becomes extremely powerful when you apply this consistently, and when you find a practice that you really enjoy and look forward to. It doesn't become a chore anymore. It's like a privilege. It's something that you love to do. When you're fighting against resistance, when you're just trying to muster enough willpower to push through that resistance, this can work in the short term, but eventually you're going to burn yourself out. Eventually, your mind's going to take over and you're going to do what you really want to do, which could be to not meditate, especially if you're creating all this resistance and you're denying that resistance. That resistance is going to control you. It's important to dance with the resistance, dive into that, see what that is, explore your resistance instead of bulldozing through it. This is vital because when you explore your resistance and you are able to discover what that is, and you are able to dissolve that resistance, your brain is going to be firing on all cylinders towards the same goal. When your brain is conflicted and it's battling against itself, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. So don't just try to bulldoze through your resistance. The last tip I'll give you, tip number 5, is commit to following through for 3 weeks. So, and 3 weeks is arbitrary. You can, if you're just starting, maybe that can be a little bit overwhelming. Maybe you just want to commit to following through for 1 week. Or maybe you've been doing this for a while and it's like, I can do 3 weeks, that's no problem. Maybe I'll commit for 3 months. This is really going to be personalized to you. It's going to be a goal that stretches you just a little bit, but it's not so overwhelming that you're dreading the whole situation. That's really important. The last thing I'll say is that meditation has really changed my life. I've been meditating for about 5 years now. Like I said, it's been a struggle to really build that consistent habit for me. But man, is it worth it. Meditation has given me new levels of mental clarity. It has given me freedom from addiction, or at least it's been a huge contributor to freedom from addiction. It has given me much better understanding and control over my emotions. It has helped me improve all of my relationships. It has helped me become more motivated and connect with my life purpose. Meditation is something that for me is the foundation of living a good life. And if I could give you one gift, if I could just gift you anything in the world, it would be a consistent meditation habit. And that's why I'm making this video. So I hope this helps. I would have loved to hear this 5 years ago when I just started meditation. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'd be happy to answer you in the comments, or maybe I'll make a video about it like I did with this. So definitely ask any questions you have in the comments. If you enjoyed this, if you got value out of this, if you think this might help you, give this video a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you want to stay tuned, please subscribe, because I'm going to be giving you content that's going to be very, very valuable. That's essentially taking into account the big picture, taking into account what it means to live your best life. One thing I do is study people throughout history, people who are the happiest, people who have accomplished the greatest things. Not in terms of accumulating material wealth. I'm not talking about the richest people here. I'm talking about the people who have lived the richest, fullest lives. And that's what I want for you. That's the vision I have for you, if you'd like it. So stay tuned with me here, subscribe, turn on notifications if you want to receive these videos as I release them, and have a beautiful day.